Hello everyone, News Reviews and More here. And today I'm going to be talking about hand traps. I really felt like this was an important topic to discuss, and the reason being is because Mermail and as well as Rabbit and other decks can be floating around that actually get hurt against hand traps. The reason I believe windups did so well at YCS Seattle was because the fact that not too many people were maining hand traps. Mermail Atlanteans really don't get too hard on that, except for when you side in the Maxx and they go off for their big plays. You can actually slow them down from there, and you'll get an instant plus. While Valor against them isn't the best, except for against Diva or against, not even against Undying, because they still get the cost to send to the grave. So, I believe these cards are going to be starting to see some more main deck play soon, because windups are getting popular again. With the fact that pretty much if you have one of these against windups, you have a greater advantage because you're pretty much going to plus or have them unplus every time, or not plus, I should say. But first I want to talk about Effect Valor, and you guys all know what it does. It's been around in the game since Duelist Revolution, Pod Duality, and Solemn Warning days, and pretty much this guy is just very good in the main deck. Now it gets good against Rabbit, it's good against Windup, it's good against Atlanteans in some way or form. What other top decks are there? It's good against some Chaos Dragons. I wouldn't really side in against Chaos Dragons because they can still get their Red Eyes effect next turn, and it's very hard to get over Red Eyes. They can still get their Lila effects next turn, and Lila's kind of a big beat stick. But all in all, this card is definitely going to see some more main deck play. I know Macro is running around with a Macro Rabbit, but if you happen to have Valor and they have Rabbit and they're going first, you're probably going to be able to activate this unless they're playing Dimensional Fissure. I really like Valor this format, and I'm definitely siding him right now because I am playing Macro Rabbit. I could put him in and play around my own Macro, but I'd rather not because it's too risky. But Valor is definitely a smart card to be setting this format as well as maining if you can. For Chaos Dragons, more people are maining actually triple Maxx instead of triple Valor. I've seen more of a triple Maxx kind of thing. And the reason being is because Mermail Atlanteans. That deck special summons a lot. And if you get Maxx out on it, if you discard Maxx, you're going to plus at least one every time. Unless it's like a Diva play. But yeah, and I don't want to synchro. But I believe these cards right now, these hand traps, are very important for the game. DD Crow is less of a hand trap important for the game. They do use their graveyard a lot, but it's very unuseful. The cat, whatever, when they discard from your hand, is not the best, because like the Elemental Lord, the water one. You can discard from your hand, but I wouldn't recommend using him at all. But as well as people are signing Gemini Imps, I don't happen to have one with me right now, and I feel that's an okay card design. Side in, it has a decent attack and defense, and if they do happen to be discarding your hand, which is very unlikely. Like I played like 4 Mermails, and they never discarded my hand once. I always made sure, and if they did, I only had 1 card in my hand. So yeah. I always made sure I wouldn't have a whole bunch of cards in my hand when they would have a chance to bring him out. But yeah, I believe hand traps this format are very strong. Like I've repeated myself 100 times already. But I definitely recommend setting this in against Mermails as well as windups. So yeah, just keep in mind that hand traps aren't dead, and I don't think anyone ever said they were, but in the end, I just felt like talking about hand traps was important today, and I'm sorry if I'm talking a little low, but yeah, so thank you guys for watching News, Reviews, and More.